First tonight on Our News Weekend, a man is dead on the island of Eleuthera tonight after a fatal car collision overnight. Plus, breathing new life into the heart of the city, the Ministry of Tourism committed to revitalizing downtown Nassau. We've got the details on their plans for an overhaul. And later, Love in Paradise. The Day of Love is just under 1 week away, and our Danielle Miller has a laundry list of ideas to help make date night extra special. We've got the details on these stories and so much more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. A man is dead after a fatal traffic accident occurred in Upper Boga, Eleuthera on Friday evening. Police received reports of the incident around 6:45 p.m. When they arrived on scene, they met a golden Nissan Bluebird with extensive damage after it collided with a building. The male driver succumbed to his injuries at the scene. He was the sole occupant of the car. Police in the north providing an update on human smuggling over Nabucco. According to reports, authorities detained additional undocumented Chinese nationals, 3 males and 2 females, in Mount Hope on Friday. Now, this is in connection to the joint operation conducted on Thursday, February 6, where several Bahamians were arrested for suspected human smuggling, and 8 undocumented immigrants were initially detained. The joint operation involves officers from the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces and the Bahamas Department of Immigration. Meantime, police in Bimini are investigating an alleged shark attack involving 2 female tourists from the United States. Initial reports indicate that the victims sustained injuries while swimming in the waters at Bimini Bay on Friday around 6:30 p.m. They received initial treatment at a local clinic before being airlifted to New Providence for further medical attention. One of the victims' injuries is listed as serious. Well, in recent months, we've seen political organizations, civic organizations, and residents from all sectors of the community calling for various changes to laws in the country. In this report, a well-known attorney is sharing her thoughts on the state of law in the country, and she also shares with our Italia Hall what she believes is needed to improve the justice system.
As the legal year gets underway, attorney Regan Johnson is reflecting on the current state of law in the Bahamas and the changes she believes are necessary to enhance the justice system. Johnson sharing the importance of neutrality in the judiciary, particularly in smaller communities like Grand Bahama and Abaco. She explains that professionals who have worked extensively in litigation for a single law firm should not serve as judges in those communities to ensure fairness and impartiality.
We have to be very careful. We have to not just act neutral and with giving justice to everybody, and also not be connected to anybody who's going to come before us.
Johnson says that maintaining neutrality is key to building a well-balanced judiciary.
It is nothing to do with sympathy. It is nothing to do with emotions. It is to do with right and wrong and the quality of the evidence and following our Constitution, as well as all the laws that are in place, and look at them and read them and know your jurisdiction.
Another critical issue she highlights is the need for swifter justice, a long-standing concern in the legal community. She also addressed the digitization of the court system, noting that while progress has been made, additional training for staff is still needed. Johnson also stressing that the Bahamas must strive to lead in every sector, including law, to maintain its global reputation and attract visitors. She believes that educating the next generation on the legal system is crucial to shaping a better future.
From a child, when they go to a school, first of all, they should know their rights. The Constitution should be explained, so the persons will know their rights and their wrongs by looking at that Constitution, which is the primary act in our country. And then also study other types of legislation. So therefore, it's okay to go to the court. It's okay to get an attorney if you can afford it. But at the same time, you have to educate yourself as the populace as to our rights in our country.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
Thanks so much, Italia. Well, downtown Nassau is getting a major facelift. As part of its 2025 strategic plan, the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation says it remains committed to breathing new life into the heart of the city. The movement comes on the heels of record-breaking visitor numbers released this week, with over 11 million people arriving by air and sea, and most guests flocking to Bay Street. Joshua Williams has this update on the city center's revitalization.
We must intensify our efforts in the downtown area.
Anthony Bostwick is a consultant guiding downtown development, and he's at the forefront of the area's revitalization effort. Tasked with helping restore Nassau's iconic downtown to its former glory, Bostwick is working hand in hand with the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation to ensure every step counts.
Based on the volumetrics, we no longer have 10 to 15,000 traffic feet. On an average week, we can average between 25 to 30,000 pedestrians in the Bay Street area. Most traverse to the west. We are now putting in initiatives to have that traffic go east.
And change is already visible. According to Bostwick, over the past year, you may have noticed a few derelict buildings being knocked down, a clear sign that the old is making way for the new.
Removal of buildings, derelict buildings that no longer are functioning. We want to move those out of the way and more or less revitalize and incentivize those individuals.
And there's more on the horizon. Bostwick says the vision for downtown Nassau extends beyond cleanups and open spaces. With the Ministry of Tourism reporting over 11 million arrivals this week, he says these revitalization efforts are even more critical to attract more visitors and give locals a reason to rediscover and enjoy their own backyard.
We want to now create not only the parks, the incubation centers in the eastern side of Bay Street, but we also want to create food trucks, artistic, art deco districts. These are the various initiatives that we're now looking forward to create and clean up the eastern side of Bay Street.
Bostwick credits the renewed push to recent media reports, which he says simply reinforces the need to continue efforts to make downtown Nassau one of the best destinations. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Teen Challenge Bahamas has been around in the Bahamas for the last 37 years. For more than 20 of those years, their Marshall Road facility has not only housed residents battling addictions, but also facilitated counseling for people facing emotional issues. Now, those aging facilities are getting a much-needed upgrade. Teen Challenge Bahamas Executive Director Eric Fox says the work is long overdue. First up for renovation is the kitchen and chapel. That work is being funded by generous donors, and according to Fox, better facilities mean a better chance of success when it comes to helping those in need.
Presently, we have about, say, 12 persons living here at the moment, and we do job placements once they get on their feet. My desire is for them to go out, and I get companies that work along with me, give them jobs so they get established. I show all of them that these things are possible if you're willing.
While they're helping these young men make a difference in their lives, they want to continue their upgrades. They're looking to revamp their dorms and start other major work, and it will be a costly venture. Fox is appealing to donors to help out.
If you called me, I would give you all the information you need. I just want to say that our finances is above board. We answer the social services, we have an accounting, we have Pastor Gary Curry is still the president of Teen Challenge, and we do a financial report, we do a yearly report. We are out here, we are accountable for the funds that come through this ministry. Every dollar that come here is accounted for. And we're just asking the public, because most of these men that come to me, they don't have no money, they don't even have no family, there's no one trying to take care of them. So when they call me and I meet them on the streets, I just tell them to come.
Well, when Our News Weekend comes back from the break, taking control of your money management. We have got advice from the money maven herself on how intentional planning can help you get through those rough financial patches. And later, excitement is growing for the Bahamas Carnival 2025 Road March. Our Danielle Miller takes a look at the dazzling costume offerings of one local senior group. The details when Our News Weekend returns.
Diet-friendly special.
Well, we're just over 1 week into the second month of the year, and many people are still focused on getting their finances on track. Recently, the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama welcomed a financial expert to offer some practical advice on how to do just that. The featured speaker was Kayleen Newton, also known as the Money Maven. Newton shared key tips on how to create calm during life's unpredictable financial moments and encouraged listeners to take control of their money management with intentional planning.
We think about 60,000 thoughts in a day, and 75% of those thoughts are negative, 95% are repetitive. So I just wanted to have a disruptive conversation around how we can change what we think about money, what we think about planning, and financial legacy. And so I was able to give the Rotarians and guests in attendance an acronym called LEAD so that they could understand that they can create a financial legacy as robust as the legacy and the stories that are part of their family.
These Rotarians sharing their views on the presentation.
About 3 years ago, I was able to meet Miss Kayleen, and she totally disrupted my mindset with regards to my finances, and we have been on a positive track ever since. So today was just a refresher and encourager. You know, it's the beginning of the year, everyone is watching their money.
She definitely brought a fresh perspective to finances, helping us to think about not just the day-to-day savings and budgeting, but a little bit further in terms of estate planning, something that we don't usually think about because, who likes to think about death? But it is definitely something that should be on our radar, something we should plan for, and definitely make a family initiative just to learn more in terms of financial preparedness in cases like that.
Still to come on Our News Weekend, Valentine's Day is just 1 week away, and if you're still in need of date night or gift selection ideas, well, our Danielle Miller has got you covered. But first,
we have a busy weekend of local soccer action, and we catch up with some hoops. Our sports weekend is next.
When the Bahamas took center stage at World Expo in Dubai 2022, we were there as thousands got up close and personal with our story, like the unprecedented devastation of Hurricane Dorian put center stage at Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Rwanda. We were there as the Prime Minister urged immediate action on climate change, an issue brought up months later at the historic 50th CARICOM meeting in the Bahamas. Because our news is everywhere, always there when it counts.
Good evening, welcome to Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tej Adderley. The local soccer season is heating up and a number of local teams are taking to the pitch. Here's what's happening on the field. In the local league, we have a slate of matches across all divisions this weekend. In the U18 Boys Division, Dynamos FC took on Baja Juniors earlier today, and Cavaliers FC went at the Western Warriors. The U18 Girls Tournament is also happening right now, with Cavalier FC going against United FC and Baja Juniors taking on Renegades FC. Now, things really get good when teams play in elimination matches next week in the Knockout Cup. You definitely want to be at the Roscoe Davies Field for that one if you can make it. Now we're over to the hardwood, where we're in the heat of both college and pro seasons. Friday was an easy night for Bahamians on the court. Dayton Aubrey had 7 points in his Utah State Aggies' 89-81 win over Fresno State. They're cruising for a spot in the NCAA tournament with a 21-3 record, and they are dominating the Mountain West Conference with an 11-2 record in the league. Meanwhile, over in the association, Eric Gordon went scoreless as the 76ers lost to the Pistons 125-112. We have a lot more action tonight as Klay Thompson and the Warriors, maybe with new addition Anthony Davis and DeAndre Ayton and the streaking Trailblazers and Buddy Hield with their new addition Jimmy Butler all play in NBA action, and we have quite a few college players going as well. And you know we have all the latest hoops updates right here on the newscast and on our social media pages. That is a wrap for sports this evening. For Our Sports Weekend, I'm Tej Adderley.
Thanks so much, Tage. All right. Well, have you been thinking about joining the road march this year for Bahamas Carnival? Well, if you have and you're a first timer to the road, then a big factor to making this decision is costume selection. One senior Carnival group held their official launch and costume reveal to the public last evening. However, our Danielle Miller got an exclusive viewing of the costumes prior to the event to gather details on what first-time revelers can expect. Take a look.
With striking designs that are sure to dazzle, Bahamas masqueraders fiercely unveiled their costumes for the Bahamas Carnival 2025 Road March. The launch held Friday evening at the Andre Rogers Stadium. Earlier this week, we were invited to Mass Camp for a preview of the costumes ahead of the official launch. Events manager Ashad Bow revealing one of their secrets that has maintained the status of the senior group throughout the last 10 years.
Well, our theme this year is People of the Nile. It's an Egyptian theme with a carnival flair, obviously. And, masqueraders, we're known for strong costumes. Of course, everything is designed and produced in-house. So that's something that we're very proud of, and it's been a strength from the beginning.
The group is comprised of different sections. In these sections, costumes notably vary in color. However, the designs are crafted to portray the theme using distinct details to differentiate but not separate sections from the standard set by Bahamas masqueraders.
So we have some edgy and geometric costumes, some strong colors, and we know persons are going to be excited.
For more information, visit Bah Masqueraders on social media platforms. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks so much, Danielle. On the other side of this break, meteorologist Ian McKenzie joins us from the Weather Center with a check on your weekend temperatures. Stick with us.
When the Bahamas took center stage at World Expo in Dubai 2022, we were there as thousands got up close and personal with our story, like the unprecedented devastation of Hurricane Dorian put center stage at Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Rwanda. We were there as the Prime Minister urged immediate action on climate change, an issue brought up months later at the historic 50th CARICOM meeting in the Bahamas. Because our news is everywhere, always there when it counts.
Thanks so much for sticking with us. Ian McKenzie joins us now with a look at temperatures. And if you've got outdoor plans to enjoy the big Super Bowl game tomorrow, well, this forecast is for you. Ian?
Thanks, Megan, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Saturday evening forecast. We're currently outside our studios. We're under mostly clear skies with a temperature of 77. Expect a passing shower possibly later tonight into early morning. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature the same at 77. Temperatures across the country, 74 in Freeport as well as Marsh Harbor, 75 in Allenstown, 77 in Nicholstown, the capital, and in Governor's Harbor, 76 in Great Harbor Key. Central Bahamas, 79 in Kemps Bay, 78 in Georgetown and Deadman's Key, 76 in Arthurstown and 75 in Coburn Town, San Salvador. Southeast Bahamas, we have 78 in Duncantown, Delectable Bay, Matthewtown, and in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. A pair of 77s in Colonel Hill and Abrahams Bay, Mayaguana. Satellite and radar imagery at this time. We had a few sprinkles across our area today. This was all courtesy of this trough, and this is just an elongated area of low pressure. See some cloudiness associated with it. This area is expected to continue to move towards the west with gradual clearing overnight into Super Bowl Sunday. Boating forecast for the northwest Bahamas. Expect those winds to be east to southeast, 10 to 15 knots. Pretty conducive. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Low tide at 10:39 p.m. tonight. High tide at 5:13 a.m. tomorrow morning. Central and southeast Bahamas, we have a caution in place for you boaters. Risk of rip currents for swimmers. Winds easterly 15 to 20. Seas 4 to 7 feet in easterly swells. Yes, in your extended forecast, Super Bowl Sunday, Lovers Week. Boy, what a week of events. Tomorrow we expect conditions to improve. Like I said earlier, mostly sunny skies, 83. That should pretty much continue through most of the Lovers Week, and the temperatures only getting into the low 70s throughout the week. That's our evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun night, everyone.
Thanks, Ian. Valentine's Day is just under 1 week away, and the pressure of identifying the perfect Valentine's Day date for your partner is a feeling many of you at home may be experiencing right now as Love Day approaches. Well, we wanted to assist by giving you some ideas to ease that pressure and create a night that will not be forgotten. Our Danielle Miller kicks off a special Our News series for the month of love.
The answer to the perfect Valentine's date night is subjective, but I'm gonna give you a few tips on how you can spend an evening in paradise to satisfy your person.
Atlantis Paradise Island offers a sanctuary for the hopeless romantic, providing breathtaking scenes for a simple evening stroll, cozy bedrooms for a spontaneous retreat, and luxurious experiences to match your budget.
If her gift hints weren't hitting, you can start the night off with a surprise shopping experience and let her choose the perfect gift. One of my favorite stores is the Christian Louboutin store. It's a bit on the pricey side, but I'm sure he'll be happy.
From tantalizing scents packaged in perfume bottles to designer handbags, iconic jewelry pieces, and more, they all can be found throughout the resort, making it difficult for anyone to utter the words, "I didn't see anything I like," or you may find yourself in a tough spot as they confess, "I don't know what to choose." Either way, the mission to purchase a gift to make your loved one's eyes twinkle will be a success. To end the evening of romance, you can book the classic grandeur dinner at one of Atlantis's premier restaurants like Paranza, Nobu, Fish by Jose Andres, or Seafire Steakhouse. And if you prefer a more mellow tone, then you can lounge at the Moon Bar, Bar Soul, Sea Glass, and more. But most importantly, be sure to snap pictures to savor the memories you've created. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Great ideas, Danielle. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.